Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive? Today we're going someplace I bet most of you haven't been, at least not lately. We're talking ancient Tamil poetry.
It's not every day you get to break down wisdom that's thousands of years old.
Exactly. And what's fascinating is how relevant it can still feel. We're looking at excerpts from the Nanakral written by Avayar. Now, I'll admit, before this, my knowledge of Tamil poetry was basically zero. But chapter 9 on inner realization, man, that got me thinking.
It's a powerful theme for any era, really.
So true. But before we get lost in the deep end, let's give everyone context. Who was this Avayar person anyway? Some kind of, I don't know, ancient scholar?
That's what I pictured too, with a big beard surrounded by scrolls, the whole deal. Turns out, not quite. Avayar was more like a wise woman of the people.
Yeah.
Imagine someone who traveled around observing life, cracking jokes, but also dropping these incredibly insightful poems.
Like a stand-up philosopher.
Exactly. And their words really resonated. Think of it like Aesop's fables, but with this added layer of depth. And instead of animals, it's about human nature, desires, all that good stuff.
Okay, I'm getting a better picture. So this inner realization chapter 9, I tried summarizing it, and basically it's about ditching material desires, right? Like to stop being so obsessed with stuff.
You're not wrong, but there's nuance to it. It's not about living like a monk, unless that's your jam, of course. It's more about asking yourself, what really makes us happy? Is it the new phone, the fancy car, or is that just fleeting satisfaction?
And that's something we struggle with even more today, I think. I mean, we're bombarded with ads, social media,
Yeah.
all telling us to buy, buy, buy. So this ancient take is almost countercultural now.
It's definitely a different perspective.
Yeah.
Avire isn't saying throw out your stuff, but understand what your stuff is doing to you.
That's a good way to put it. There was a part in here that really struck me about how temporary possessions are. Like almost poetic.
Yeah. Avire compares material things to, get this, waves on a shore. Always moving, coming, and going. You can't hold on to a wave,
Right,
right?
it just crashes and that's it.
Exactly. And clinging to possessions is like trying to cling to that wave.
Yeah.
It leads to frustration, disappointment, because by nature, they're impermanent.
Oof, that hit home. I'm thinking about how often I think getting the latest gadget will make me happy, and then a new model comes out, or it breaks. It's exhausting. So how do we escape that cycle? That's what I want to know. Give me the ancient wisdom.
It's not about deprivation, but shifting focus. This is where that inner realization comes in. You stop defining yourself by what you own and start looking inwards.
Easier said than done, right? Especially in our world.
Oh, for sure. But Avarar would say, examine your values. Ask yourself, is chasing wealth, stuff, is that getting you closer to true contentment? Or just further away?
Deep stuff. And to think this is just one chapter, one small piece of the Nanakral, makes you want to read the whole thing.
Right, imagine the wisdom packed into the rest of it.
Listeners, we hope this has given you some food for thought. Next time you're tempted to buy that thing you probably don't need, think about Avayar and those waves. Are you chasing lasting happiness or just another fleeting wave?
Sometimes the ancients have more to teach us than we realize, right?
Totally. Until next time, everyone, keep diving.